Good morning, my LPES friends. Welcome to Friday, to Feelings Friday, of course. And we're going to get started today, just like we do on most of our other days. We're going to be doing some breathing exercises and checking with our feelings. And I have a special treat for you today, too. You're not just going to be hearing my voice over and over again. I found a video online that I think is going to be a little helpful and also really relates to what's been going on in the world in the past 24 hours, maybe 48 hours by the time you see this, which is, of course, all of the snow that we've had outside. Now, you might be a really smart student and noticing that it looks dark right now as I'm doing this, and I'm not in the library like I normally am. Well, that's because, unfortunately, this morning I'm not actually able to do our Feelings Friday live because I have some important meetings this morning that I have to go to. So I'm going to change it to doing my Feeling Thursdays. That's not really a great name. If you come up with a better one for Thursdays and what it could be with mindfulness or our feelings, you let me know. But I'm going to be doing this a day early. I am doing this a day early, and you're going to be seeing it tomorrow morning to kick off your day. So regardless, we're going to be taking some nice deep breaths to start, and I want today to be really snow themed. So what I want you to picture what it's like when the snow first comes down, and it's that soft, white, kind of really gentle snow. It's not icy yet. It's not like packed down hard. You're not like making it into a hard snowball to throw at someone. I want you to picture it when it just starts to come down and it's still really light, and when the wind blows, it kind of whoosh, gusts it up all around you. And what I want you to do is I want you to pretend, as we're breathing in nice and deep, that you can smell that warm, delicious hot cocoa that we've been pretending to smell in past ones. So we're going to take a deep breath in through our nose right now. And then this time, I want you to pretend that your hands are covered in some of that snow and you're blowing it ever so gently, because if we blow it too hard or if we use too much air, it might get too hot and it might melt the snow, or it might make the snow go way too quickly. We're trying to do like a nice soft breeze with our snow gliding off of our hands. All right, let's do a few of those. So as always, today you're going to see I'm sitting on my couch. So it's okay if we're not sitting in a proper chair. It's okay if we're not standing up or sitting as straight as possible. You don't need to be uncomfortable to do these, but I do ask that you're sitting up nice and tall. Even though I'm on my nice cozy couch, I'm not leaning against it or falling asleep. So we're sitting up nice and tall. Our shoulders go up towards our ears to start. Back down. That feels nice, even whether it's at night or in the morning. So let's do that again. Roll your shoulders up and drop them on down. Great job. Okay, let's take a deep breath and pretend that you can smell that hot cocoa. Maybe you did a hot chocolate bomb while we had our break. And blowing it gently. Once again, breathing in, smelling that warm, delicious hot cocoa, and blowing that snow off of our hands. Let's do it one more time, my friends. Breathe in. And exhale. All right, now just because it was a snow day this week and it's our holiday break coming up next week and it's Friday, I have a feeling our brains might not be fully ready to start our day of learning. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to challenge you. Because as I've said in the past, but it's good to hear things more than once, when we're breathing in, what it's doing is it's calming our heart, it's calming our body, it's calming our brain. It's doing all of those things. But it's also breathing in oxygen. And when we breathe in that oxygen, it goes through our body, through our bloodstream. And when we're breathing in that oxygen, it also is going up to our brain. And so the more oxygen we breathe in, the more awake our brain is going to be. The more awake our body is going to be, the better we're going to feel. Better we're going to be able to learn and remember things, especially on Fridays when we know we might have some tests today or some quizzes. So let's do some nice, calm, deep breaths, reminding ourselves we can get through whatever it is that we have in front of us today. Okay? So this time you're going to do 2 breaths at once. You're going to breathe in, pause, breathe in on top of that, then blow that snow away. It's a challenge. Ready? So breathe in that hot cocoa. Ooh, it smells so good. We're going to do it again. Really filled up and let it all go. Great job. Let's do that one more time. Breathe in. Once more. and let it go. All right. Now, I know if you're in school, these might be a little bit trickier to do with our masks on, but I'm telling you, we can still do them even when we're wearing masks. We can still be taking in those nice, calming, deep breaths. You might not feel it against your palms. That's okay. You might not be able to control your breath as much, and that's okay too. But we're going to make sure that we're still taking those deep breaths in, especially when we're feeling nervous or anxious or worried about something. So what I want to do right now is I want to do our feelings check-in, and because I'm doing this early, I can't do this when we have our YouTube lives, but I'm going to actually put up my feelings chart for you right now. All right, so take a look at our feelings chart here, and I want you to try and pick, just like we've done on the other days, maybe 1, 2, 3 different emotions that you're feeling today. A lot of my students, when I ask them this in the morning, they say tired as one of them, and that is a-okay. But I want you to again, really think about what that means. Are you tired and you're grumpy? Sometimes that happens to us. Are you tired and you're calm, relaxed? Are you tired but you're happy for the day? You're happy for Friday? You're happy to be at school with your friends? Or learning in your Google Classroom or on Zoom? So tune into those 3 different emotions, because remember, as I've said, you have to name it to tame it. Recognize what you're feeling today, acknowledging that it's okay to feel whatever you're feeling. It's okay to feel scared. It's okay to feel angry. It's okay to feel confused. Hopefully it's early and you're not feeling too confused yet. Haven't really gotten into our learning day just yet. But whatever it is, it's okay to feel it. There are no good or bad emotions. It's just what we do with them, right? So talking about our emotions and talking about how today is Friday, and I've been hearing from a lot of my students, whether they're in kindergarten or in 4th grade. I've been hearing from a lot of you that sometimes we get very stressed or nervous when we're taking a test. I know we kind of talked about this last week. So before I get into our next part yet, I want to remind you, last Friday we talked about affirmations, positive affirmations, those things we repeat to ourselves over and over again when our brain gets stuck, especially when our brain gets stuck on a negative thought, like when we're having trouble learning something or we can't figure out an answer on a test and we start to tell ourselves, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it. We need to tell ourselves a new thought. Replace that negative thought with something new and positive. And just like we have to practice naming our feelings, the more we practice those positive thoughts, the easier it's going to be to replace the negative ones. So think for a moment back to last week. Think to yourself if you can remember what your positive affirmation was, your positive sentence. It can be things like, I can do hard things. That's one of my favorite ones. It's from a book that I read recently. Maybe some of your teachers or parents have read it too. I can do hard things. That's a good one. Or I am smart. Or I can get through this. Right? Sometimes when we're taking a test, it feels like our world is crashing down around us when we can't figure out an answer. But I want you to take a deep breath in those moments and remind yourself that that test is going to end, that that answer is going to pass. And if you're trying your best, if we're doing everything that we can, that's all you can ask for. Your world will not end because you get an answer wrong on a test. So reminding yourself, this will pass. I can do it. I am smart. I am capable for my older kids. I am capable, meaning I'm able to do things. Whatever it might be, think of your positive affirmation so that later on today, when that moment happens, if that moment happens to you, if you get stuck, you are ready to go. You think back to this moment and you know that you have that toolkit in your brain that you can open up and pull one of those things out. I can do hard things. I am smart. I'm trying my best. Whatever it might be. That and taking some deep breaths might help you get past that moment. But let's say it doesn't. Let's say it's still really hard and you're not able to get past it and you're having a tough time. That's okay. Today, we're going to listen to someone else talking you through one of those mindfulness exercises. So he's going to be talking to you all about snow. Except this snow isn't real snow. Before I was trying to have you picture what it's like when the snow comes down on your hands and you blow it off. But this exercise is actually going to be all about what it's like when there's fake snow in a tiny glass ball, a snow globe. We're going to be using this exercise today, and I think it's a great exercise for us to use when we're taking a test, when we're feeling nervous or anxious, or even before we take a test, to try and picture what this man's going to be saying in a moment. I'll be back afterwards, and we can talk about how we're going to use this for the rest of our day and get ourselves started on the right foot.
Kiddie Wolf kids, get your brains warmed up, your minds moving, and ready yourself for a Kiddie Wolf journey. It's going to be amazing.
Hello, my name is Jeff, and this is a short little story about something you can do if you're feeling really anxious or nervous or just not so good inside. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes we just feel all stirred up and we just want to be calm, or maybe the people around us would like us to be a little bit calmer. I call this story the snow globe. A snow globe is one of those glass balls with a scene inside it, like maybe there's some trees or a skyline of a city, and when you shake it, it all swirls with snow. All these little white particles floating in the air. And if you leave the snow globe, eventually that white snow settles. It settles onto the ground and the scene gets nice and clear. And it's a little bit what happens to us. When we get anxious, it's like all of this material is stirred up inside us, all of this nervous energy. But if we can get very calm, that energy can begin to settle. So let's try this now. It all involves using the breath. So you breathe in and smile. And as you breathe out, imagine everything settling, settling, settling. You breathe in, and as you breathe out, it settles, it settles, it settles so down. Breathing in. And as you breathe out, it settles, it's settling down. And the snow is moving down inside you. It's coming down around your eyes and settling, and it's moving down through your face and your throat, past your heart, past your belly, your whole insides as you breathe out. Nice and long. It's settling, settling, settling down. And try it again. You breathe in with a smile. And as you breathe out, just imagine all that swirling anxiousness. Settling, settling, settling down. And as you do it, what do you feel? Does it feel like a little bit more relaxed? Imagining with every long exhale, more of that swirling, anxious snow in you is settling, settling, settling down. Do you feel more settled? If someone were to pick you up right now and hold you against the light, would they see all the snow inside you settled on the ground? All the anxiousness and nervous energy gone. And all they see is the clear, happy scene of who you are. Calm, breathing normal. So that's a little trick you can do anytime you want to settle. you just imagine yourself as a snow globe. And you imagine as you breathe out that everything on the inside that's swirling, all that anxiousness and nervousness, is settling, settling, settling down. It feels good to do this. Okay. Good luck. I'll see you soon.
So, what did you think? Did it make your toes tingle, your eyes dance, your mind relax? Take a minute to stop, breathe, and check in with how you feel after listening to the story.
All right, friends, so I hope you enjoyed that little activity. I really love the idea of a snow globe and thinking about, like, if you have one in your hand, picture holding onto one right now. Let's all do this together, whether it's a big giant one or it's one of those little teeny tiny ones that can almost fit in your pocket. You shake it up as much as you can, and after you're done shaking it, watching it and seeing all of those pieces of snow as they slowly start to settle. Our mind is kind of like that too. Sometimes we have all these different thoughts going on at once. Thinking about what our math problem is, thinking about what happened at home this morning, thinking about what we're going to do after school, thinking about what we did yesterday when we got to play in the snow. Whatever it might be. Sometimes they're great thoughts that are running through our mind. Sometimes they're thoughts that make us worried about things that aren't even happening in this moment. Whatever it is, picturing it like that snow globe, and knowing that if we stick with our breathing, if we stick with our breath, and we focus on that instead, then eventually all those other pieces are going to start to flutter down towards the ground. They're going to quiet themselves. And then at the end of that, we'll be a little bit more calm and better able to focus on whatever it is that's going on. So you have some more tools to put into that toolkit today. Now we have deep breathing, right? It can be any of the deep breathing exercises we've done. The hot chocolate breath, the snow breathing, the cookie breath, that sounds funny. But breathing in, smelling those cookies, blowing on them to cool them down. It could be square breathing. It could be one of my tried and true favorite ones, 5-finger breathing. Whatever it is, you have that in your toolkit inside your brains for helping you get through the day. You have your positive affirmations that we've been talking about for the past week, coming up with those sentences that you can repeat to yourself to trick your brain when it's trying to tell you something negative, when it's trying to tell you you can't do something. And then we have this image of finding that snow globe, breathing through it, and watching all those pieces slowly settle. We can't have a snow globe on our desk, but it's something that you can use your brain. And when we're using our brain to imagine that, it'll also help us to forget about all those other things that we're thinking of. The more we focus on that one thing, the harder it's going to be to think about all those other thoughts that are bouncing around in there. And the last one I want to remind you of is our grounding exercise. Checking in with those 5 senses that we've done before. What can you see? What can you hear, smell, taste, and touch in this moment right now? Well, not in this moment right now. In this moment right now, we're about to finish up our homeroom exercise for the day. But you have all those tools with you to get you through the day, to help you in those moments when things feel overwhelming, when the world feels like it's crashing down, and to know that you're not alone. To know that you're not the only student that feels this way. You're not the only person that feels this way. Your teachers feel this way sometimes. Your parents feel this way sometimes. I feel that way sometimes. It's totally normal. It's okay. And to know that we're all in it together. We just got to keep breathing. All right, my friends, have a wonderful Friday. Keep those breaths coming. Enjoy your weekend, and I will see you again Monday morning, bright and early, for our Mindfulness Monday activities. Bye, LPES.